What's up, guys? Shit-faced sober. We're fucking out here, Jeff N.
And Kyle.
We got a guest. What's your name, man?
Ned Pollock.
Ned.
Ooh, Ned.
If you spell Ned backwards, it's Den. Den.
I knew that.
Did you do a lot of drugs and dens? Did you do a lot of drugs and dens?
I've done a lot of drugs everywhere.
Oh, I love that answer.
The car, the toilet, so you name it, man.
I've heard about you like a fucking legend from Kyle.
Yeah, he's a legend in St. Augustine for sure.
And also in my own mind.
Yeah.
How much sober time you have, Ned?
36 years.
Ooh, fucking shit. That's how many days I've been alive, man.
Damn, I know. I never got to see you hammered or anything. That's probably a good thing.
Yeah, you didn't miss anything.
You know?
Only two of my stepkids did. Herschel, his brother, Alec, and my two other stepkids. And I was already sober when they were around.
Yeah.
You could be our dads. You know what I mean?
Be. I'm his dad.
Well,
Yeah.
he kind of was growing up,
Yeah.
It's best friends with his son, and always had the legend. Had restaurants, and that was my mom's favorite restaurant.
What'd you do
Gypsy
for
Cab.
work?
I'm a cook, a chef by trade, but I've owned my own restaurants since 1975.
Jesus, that's
Yeah.
like what? 48 years of restauranting.
Yeah, Athens, Ohio, and then came here.
What kind of restaurant?
Well, in Athens, it was Italian. When I came here, I had a little breakfast joint, and then I had the Gypsy Cab. I opened that in '83, and that was just a lot of I called it urban cuisine. A lot of different kinds of food, a lot of Italian.
That's an addict thing to do. You made it your own name.
Yeah.
A friend of mine turned me onto that name. He did a lot of design work for me. Kurt Bowman. He's an incredible artist. Anyway, he was doing my signage and stuff, and Wendy Tatter always did my signs and logos. But he said it's urban cuisine, man, because you do a little bit of whatever. You're my age. You're brought up around Greek, Italian, Asian.
Where's your accent from?
North Jersey.
Oh, I could tell.
Yeah.
So that's probably why you're sober. Is like you were working in restaurants, doing cocaine a lot, drinking beers at like midnight, 1 a.m., 5 a.m.
I was a whiskey drinker.
Oh, you drink whiskey.
That's what I was. Yeah.
And then Coke too.
Yeah.
Lots
Well,
of Coke.
when you started doing coke, you get to drink another 10 hours a day.
Yeah. It's like supersize.
Right.
I don't know why, booze stores don't just sell blow on the side. Because
Well,
then you
maybe
sell
they
more
will
booze.
soon. If there's money in it, the government will do it.
You got to think the alcohol lobby here, like Budweiser and these Anheuser-Busch, probably supports cocaine like use because it sells more beers and alcohol.
For sure.
Right.
I wonder what would happen if people just stopped using cocaine. How much less alcohol would be consumed?
They'd still make a buck.
They'd make a buck, but I think it
Yeah.
would be a little less change in the pouch.
Right.
Anyways, fucking today's my 13 years sober.
Congratulations.
What's up? I'm a
Congrats, dude.
fucking teenager, dude. I felt good about that this morning, and then it's like an awkward age.
Yeah.
Like 1 year's big, 5 years big, 10's big, 20, 30 milestones.
Yeah.
But now I'm just the awkward.
Yeah, you're going through that hormonal stage.
Hey, they have all these sayings about 5 years. You're just beginning to think. 10 years. Well, what did I say? 36 years. I'm still evolving. I'm better at it than I was.
Yeah.
I'm retired now, so I'll go to a meeting every day.
Okay, that was my next question. Was you still hit meetings consistently, and that program works for you?
Oh, it certainly does work for me. And I tell my friends that aren't in the program, I said, well, it's like me going to the Elks Club. I go every day.
Right.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
What do you think about these? Like, I see a lot of people now saying like, oh, you don't need to go to meetings to get sober, or you can smoke weed and be sober. Like, what's your thoughts on that shit? If you were going to tell someone that was thinking about changing their life, should they go to meetings, or do you think they could do it another way?
Well, I always say, if you go to meetings, I can't smoke pot,
Yeah.
I mean, that doesn't work for me. I can't speak for you. It's none of my business.
Well, I'll tell them it's my business.
Yeah.
It's my business. If you're smoking pot and going to meetings,
Yeah.
you're probably not going to stay sober.
I have a friend, he passed away, but he was a mentor to so many people, and he started smoking pot. I'm talking probably 30, 35 years, into sobriety. And I saw an incredible change in him. And then he started having medical and mental health issues too, and he ended up passing. But when I saw him smoking pot, and he was just hanging around with some guys at the club that thought they could smoke pot. There's a lot of people who think they can. I mean, I can't relate to it at all. I never even liked pot anyway, and I was doing all kinds of drugs. But I've been doing it. I started smoking in high school. In high school they had this shitty pot. They'd sell these nickel bags, or, I remember the first time I smoked good pot. It was like I came off a bus and I was like on another planet.
Yeah.
And I heard, I guess the pot. I have 2 sons. Well, one of them passed, but they smoke pot. My one son who passed was always smoking something out in the porch. I used to have a rule in my house. I don't want whiskey in my house, and I owned a bar. I don't want whiskey in my house, and I don't want pot. Well, that all fell apart as the kids got older.
Yeah.
But I mean, it didn't bother me. I mean, I didn't smoke pot, and I didn't drink the whiskey.
Well, I would love to change how I feel.
Yeah.
I don't love pot, but I'd love to change how I feel because life's fucking stressful.
Yeah.
But I could tell you that if you think you can stay sober long term and have a happy fucking full life where you're useful and remembered for good things, you will be less successful or have less percentage chance of success of that if you are smoking pot. Like, that's the fucking truth.
Yeah, I like.
If you're one of us.
Yeah.
And even further, like, why even risk it? Is getting high once in a while worth this full, wonderful, fucking connected life that we have that's successful and large? You know what I mean?
I
Why
like
even risk it?
when he says that the guy who start smoking after 35 years was a mentor to so many people.
Fuck that guy.
You know what I mean? And then so like people like that, and they're mentoring people, but they're also saying, oh, it's okay to do this. You know what I mean? Like, you're opening a door for somebody else. Like, if you're gonna do it, don't be around nobody else.
They're like a plague.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If you're out there pitching that you could smoke weed and stay sober, you're the fucking bubonic plague, fam. You know what I mean? You're gonna fuck a lot of people's lives up. This has worked for almost 100 fucking years for a reason. Why are you gonna fucking try to change the wheel, bro? The wheel's the wheel, you know?
Right.
AA works guaranteed, right? Or your money back, Ned.
It worked for me.
It works for a lot. How many motherfuckers have you seen come up in this bitch and actually change their lives?
Many.
Put a number on it.
Many. Hundreds. Thousands.
Thousands.
Yeah.
Legit thousands.
Thousands.
I've seen absolute crackhead scumbags, losers come in here, build $1 million lives with connection and wives and children and business and respect in their community and self-respect and self-worth, and then like their lives are they're completely different fucking people.
Right.
Completely.
And it goes back to like we're the business owners, like case in point, you had a business before you got sober, but you got sober and then you continued to have a successful, you got cookbooks out. What else do you do on the...
When I opened Gypsy Cab, I couldn't wear short sleeves. My arms were so beat up from...
So you put the hours
From
in.
smack.
Yeah.
Yeah, same.
Coke and smack, yeah.
Smack.
Yeah, I've been there too.
You know what I mean? Smack, dude. But either way, I mean, we're out here fucking living the dream. All 3 of us are sober, I think. You know what I mean?
Yeah, don't be looking at me like that, Jeff.
I was
Jeff
looking at
tried
Ned.
Yeah,
I was looking at Ned,
yeah,
dude.
I'm sober as fuck, man. I just went to a Widespread Panic concert this weekend, and on Friday I got the news. I just graduated drug court a couple weeks ago. We lost one guy. There was 6 of us that graduated. One guy died 37 minutes after, so he had a plan.
I heard about that.
And then 2 weeks after, to the day, we lost another guy, and this guy was actually sponsoring guys, and he was doing the thing, but he was, and that one kind of affected me. It was like, kind of got pissed off. It hurts, obviously, but, a lot of emotions, but it's like, bro, you just wasted so many people's time. Like, if you just wanted to go get fucked up, go get fucked up. And then I went to Widespread Panic, and I'm comfortable being around it. And I went with some sober guys on Saturday. On Sunday, I went, and man, I was in the thick of it. And these guys doing Molly, Coke, passing acid, eating mushrooms, drinking, and I'm the only one. They're like, "You're an inspiration. You're an inspiration." Like, their face are
Well,
melting
those guys
off.
probably went to work Monday sober.
Yeah.
But like, if we go to a concert and do drugs,
That's right.
I'm gonna end up in like Poughkeepsie, New York, wearing a muumuu, covered in like Burger King. Like, that's what will happen. That's
Yeah.
exactly. I
Yeah.
will be eating Burger King only, Del Taco. I'll get fucked up, and then so normal people, dope, fucking party. I'm happy with it.
Right.
But like, with us, it's bad.
Right, and I'm vocal about it too. So that was a big thing. Like, I got offered many times, and the joint came my way. I'm like, no, I'm good. I'm sober. And then like, I had a couple people come up to me, and I was like, oh man, like, I kicked it for 4 months, cold turkey. I was like, you go to meetings? Nah, man. I just wanted to see if I could do it. Like, here you are again, like, just shit faced, But
Hey, Ned, I got a question for you. You think boner pills are drugs? If you're taking boner pills sober, you think that's a drug?
Yeah, it's just a blood pressure thing.
Yeah, but I mean, is it like count as a relapse if you're just popping boner pills?
You're
Like,
talking about the Viagra?
yeah.
No, I don't think it's a relapse.
Okay, good. Okay, cool. Just want to make sure because I'm a big fan of them. You know what I mean? I think for special occasions.
It doesn't fuck with your mind.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
Right? I agree with that.
Well, depends. I mean,
I
this-
have so many drugs I take for my blood pressure, for my hiatal hernia, for my heart. You know, I mean, none of them fuck with my mind.
Yeah, I get that. I agree. I honestly think if you're out there and you're sober, take a boner pill. Who gives a fuck? You know what I mean? It doesn't count. It doesn't count. Right?
Yeah.
Just as a
There you go.
right? Boom. Smoke it. Okay, so I got another question. Okay, so I was sitting on the couch the other night. My wife and I were watching a movie, and there was these two dudes back in the day called fucking Siskel and Ebert. Don't know who the fuck they were. And now you're old enough. I got a guy here in
Oh, I
front of me.
remember them.
Who the
Yeah.
fuck's Siskel and Ebert? Are they even real people, or did they just make it up trying to sell movies and shit?
Oh, they were movie critics.
Yeah, but did you ever meet them?
Oh, and I never met them, but I'm not
okay.
that conspiratorial when I didn't think they existed.
Yeah. Okay. Roll me one. Just roll it on the floor.
Yeah.
Boom. No. Just surprise me with anything. Oh, that was a bad roll. Okay. Good. Awesome. I love it. It's Celsius
What is it?
time.
Celsius.
You're
What
on.
is the
You're
energy
on
drink?
blood pressure medication.
Oh, yeah,
You
no,
can't
I really
smash
can't
that
drink
shit.
that.
It'll fuck you up, Ned.
Where you at, Herschel?
We live on these things.
Herschel was letting them crack one open.
We live on these.
I
This
got
is.
a late wife that would come back from the dead if I drank that.
Oh no shit.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. So, anyways, let's hear about some of your fucking story. Okay. So you got sober. How old are you, Ned?
Fuel.
72.
So you got sober when you were 36.
36.
Okay. So what did your life?
72?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't. I wouldn't have said that.
Okay, so what did your life look like when you were fucking 35? Let's not talk about 36. Let's talk about 35. What was your life like?
You know, the first 3 years of Gypsy Cab, I was just always either coked up or drunk. I was a day drinker, too.
You ever accidentally drop some coke in the food on accident?
No. Are you kidding?
Would you ever eat it? Like, let's say like you were making a pizza and then some cocaine like slipped out of your pocket into the fucking thing.
I wouldn't
Like, would you have
waste it.
eaten the pieces?
Yeah, that's a good addict.
Did you like
answer,
smoking it, snorting it, or?
I shot it, but mostly
Okay.
snorted it.
Yeah, okay. So let me see your nostrils. I'll tell you which nose that you probably did it out of. Hold on. Lift your head up. I'm going to tell you which nose.
It's
Hold on.
been a
one second.
long time, and my nose is pretty stuffed from this cold.
You liked using your right nose.
Okay.
Did you?
I don't remember.
Okay, because I can look.
I don't remember which nose I
Okay, but look at my nose. You could tell which one. It's like an erosion, like it's like eating away at the inside. So like, look, tell me which nostril you think I did it out of. This one or this one?
Well, that one over there, is that the left? It looks
Yeah,
very
this one
big.
right here. Yeah, it's bigger. It's like
Yeah.
my vacuum cleaner.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
It's a.
Mine was my left. But
What's-
you called my right. That one.
What's the brand? Auric. It's like a fucking Auric vacuum. You know what I mean?
The
Like,
Dyson.
beep, Dyson, yeah. I wish I had a Dyson. I fucked my nose up so bad. You got to think about this. Like, how much money is our noses worth? Like, how much we invested into our noses? How much do you think your nose is worth, Ned?
You mean how much did I?
Put up in there.
Oh, hundreds of thousands.
Yeah. And then with inflation, you know, we're talking 100,000 back then. That's $1 million nose.
Yeah.
You got $1 million nose, Ned.
And I used to. They had a little payphone. It was before cell phones outside of Gypsy, and I would order about 10 half grams a night, thinking I'll just do a half a gram. Yeah. And
So you'd go out to the payphone
I'd go, yeah,
regularly.
thinking like the DEA is going to actually tap my phone,
So you're dropping nickels in
or
there.
whatever the fuck it was.
You're Ned's
And
changing
then everybody
his-
who worked for me, oh, good, he's getting coke. He's calling his man.
He's
You
going
know,
out to the
and-
payphone.
Yeah, everybody was doing it, you know.
Yeah, and honestly, like I used to do the same shit. I'd change my voice and shit, or like star 86 or star 67, so
Star
like they get to
67,
private. And I'd be
yeah.
like, yeah, I'd change my voice. Yeah, bring it here now. And, you know, or I'd say it was for someone else. Oh, I'm calling for, you know, Sally. Sally really needs some fucking shit, you know, and just bullshit, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, this was a pretty small town. We all knew each other pretty well.
Who was the big dude in town? There was a big dealer in town, just one guy. He was in charge of it all.
Nah, there was probably a few. I had a few guys.
Oh, okay, that's cool.
Yeah.
Did they ever give you like like if it was your birthday, would they give you an extra bag, like give you a nice deal?
Well, they were friends too.
But they didn't give you like a birthday sack or
No,
something?
I never got a
Did
birthday.
you
or
trade?
anything.
Did you trade dinners out for coke?
Yeah, that's a good one.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, but I remember. Here's a story. My main guy, the guy I would buy from all week long, I'd pay my drug bill like on Sunday brunch. He'd come in. You know, I'd give him a few $100.
How much was a half gram?
I can't remember.
Fuck, Ned, you're fucking me up.
80 was a gram.
80 was a gram. Okay, fair.
Yes.
Good. Was it good shit?
Never.
Okay, awful.
Every once in a while.
Okay.
You know, and I remember doing some good shit with this guy. He was a boat guy. He's dead, so I could say his name. Tom Treador. It was the best shit I ever snorted in my life. And it was like, you know, and then you chase that high for the rest of your life.
Right.
Yeah, there's one I remember I did this stuff called Peruvian flake, and
Yeah.
it was like pasty, and I was like, this stuff's gonna be bunk. And then I did it, and I was like, holy fuck, this is what the movies were talking about,
Yeah,
dude.
you can't feel your face.
Yeah.
So anyway, this guy would come in for Sunday brunch, and he back then I think he'd order eggs Benedict and iced tea. I think of course with tax and everything, maybe it wasn't even $5. You know, and I'd give him a few $100, and I'm saying to myself, right when I was quitting, I go, I might lose this business. You know, I'm giving him a few $100, you know, every Sunday. I'm going, I'm not going to get that guy's $5 anymore, you know? I mean, that's how your mind thinks.
No, it's insanity.
Yeah.
Like right now, I'm starting this new business.
And he still came. He was very supportive, actually, when I got clean.
Well, now you have a daughter-in-law from Colombia,
Yeah.
the source. So, like, thank God you're fucking sober.
Yeah.
Because, you know, now you could go direct. You could bypass all the middlemen and the stomping of it, and you could have the most fire yayo of your. Did you guys used to call it yayo back then, or did you call it gear?
Girl, they used to, in this town,
Oh my
the
god.
blacks used to call Coke Girl and heroin boy.
Okay, what
Well, they
about
still do.
What else did you call it? What were the other nicknames for Coke back
I
then?
just called it Coke.
You never called it. You just called it girl. Somebody give me some of that white girl.
Girl, yeah.
Yeah, give me that white girl.
I remember getting hot, shooting dope with this guy, this black guy in the hood one day. And he's still alive, by the way.
Did you guys share needles?
Yeah.
Oh, you nasty son of
And
a
I
gun.
Hep C, you know.
You're
I
a
don't have
nasty
it
boy,
anymore.
Ned. You're nasty Ned. That's your new nickname.
And I'm going, he's looking out the window. He's like, yeah. I go, what the fuck's your problem, you know? He goes, the girl got me nervous.
Yeah. Yeah.
The girl got me nervous.
I did the same
love
thing.
that.
Yeah,
I'm gonna start
I
saying
did
that
the
about
same
my
thing.
wife. My wife's gonna be like, "What's wrong?" I'm like, "The girl got me nervous." Because you know how it is when you're around your wife and you say something and you're like, "Oh shit!" Like, did I just say the wrong fucking thing? And you're like waiting for the fucking response, but you're trying to keep eye contact, so like to pretend that you didn't fucking notice that you said the wrong thing, so you can use that as an excuse. I mean, we're all married. Like, you're married. You know that moment, right? When you're about to be in trouble, right?
Every day.
You know, I remember my late wife was a real superstar, actually. And I remember saying to her, I go, exactly when did you get the upper hand here? You know?
Oh, it's the day you get married.
Ooh.
The day I married.
That's a slippery slope.
Yeah.
You
When
actually
did you
said
get
that?
the upper hand?
Yeah.
You know?
They
She
all
saw
get
me-
it.
You know, even in sobriety, I'm crazy, you know. I remember one time we were having an argument, and I dropped her off at, her mother worked at one of those places, I can't think of the name of it, Ripley's.
Oh.
So I dropped her off at Ripley's, and we had this argument, and I have a pistol, and she was just yelling at me. I put it in my mouth.
Oh, you sick son of a
Oh,
bitch. And you were
man.
sober?
Yeah.
Oh, you're wild.
I was on my way. I was on my way to my home group. You know, the Sunday morning.
Oh, you're about to
meeting.
go to a meeting.
And at that meeting, I declared how well I was doing.
You were heading to a meeting. You knew you were going to a meeting.
Okay, wait.
No,
I
I went every Sunday.
want to recap this story. This is the funniest story that's ever been shared here. Guy, 36 years sober, Ned, legend. He's married to his wife. 3 years, 4 years, get into an argument, take her to Ripley's, believe it or not, to drop her off with her mom, put a gun in your mouth, then go to your meeting and share about how good you're doing. That is exactly how I live. You and I are brothers. That is me. I will think about driving off that Bolano Bridge. You know that Bolano Bridge? I'll be so desperate. I'll be like, oh my God, I'm just going to drive off the bridge. And I'll go to my meeting. Oh yeah, man, we're good here. Everything's fucking happy. Fucking good shit. Bullshit.
Bullshit. Yeah.
Yeah, if you're bullshitting, it's okay, man. Fake it till you fucking make it,
Yeah.
dude. You got to think your way into whatever, dude. Fuck
Yeah,
it.
something
Ned,
like that.
She didn't even blink.
what kind of gun was it?
She
What
knew
did
I
you-
wasn't
she's
doing
like, pull the trigger, you pussy. You know? Ned, well, you're sick.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah, well, what are you gonna do?
The girls got me nervous,
The
man.
girl got me nervous. I'll never forget that guy.
Oh God! And he's dead now.
No, I don't think he is.
I want to find him.
Yeah.
Oh God!
You
What
think
a
we can
winner.
find him and have him on?
He could be found.
Okay.
I don't think he's in recovery.
Yeah, well, that's better.
The girl would get him kind of nervous too.
That's
I
cool.
mean,
That's cool. We're
I heard
actually
he's pretty sick too. I mean,
when we're bored, sometimes we're waiting for somebody to walk by outside, which is a good area, and we're gonna give them a 20 spot or a bush light or something.
One of the things we want to do here, like we're gonna build a Jeopardy set, and we're gonna do like drunk people versus sober people Jeopardy, and then we're gonna do like a sober bowl. So like next year for the Super Bowl, we're gonna get a drunk football team and then a sober football team and have them play football against each other, right? And then so we're just gonna like show some. I think drunk people will win some sports. I think they're gonna win some questions, and we're also gonna get a midget here.
That was my next thing. Yeah.
Did the midget? Magic said just back. He said no. No, he did. He responded last night. Yeah, he responded. So we found a midget from Orlando. He's a really fun guy.
In town. Remember the guy who delivered for Domino's?
Is he really a midget? He works for the city now.
Yeah, and he had a twin brother.
I thought he was just short.
And he worked for.
He was a twin midget.
Yeah, and his brother worked for the Oasis.
Oh, that one. Yeah,
You know
Hoover.
Yeah.
Yeah, Hoover.
He's a midget?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
twin
I forgot about
midgets.
him.
That's
And
rare.
then before you might not have been alive when Carmelo's was he was your teacher, the Shell station, Connor Shell.
Yep.
And there was a little guy named Shorty would hang around there.
Oh, really?
Little
Yeah, we
black
got to
guy.
find those.
Dude, a twin midget.
Yeah.
Were they identical or fraternal?
Well, I got them mixed up.
Okay, that's good. Yeah, so it's understandable. I mean, honestly, I think
One of them was really pissed off all the time. I forget which one.
They got a complex.
Do you think
about
midgets
them,
get
man.
discounts on tattoos? Like, these are things I want to know. Like, it's a smaller tattoo, so it's less work, less ink. Do you get a better deal?
Yeah.
Right? If you're doing coke as a midget, like, I want to pay a midget to smoke crack. Like, I really want to see a midget smoke crack. Just to see how wild it gets, you know what I mean? Like a cartoon. I feel like it'd be like with Yosemite Sam.
Yeah.
We should get him to
Girls
dress up
making
like
me
Yosemite
nervous.
Sam.
Get them nervous.
Girls making me nervous.
Right? I mean, do you think that, like, let's say we bought some coke for the midget and then had it here for him, and then the cops rolled up and we were like, look, this is just a prop. Like, it's for the show, for science. Like, would we get in trouble? We probably would.
We probably would.
If a cop would bother to pull in here,
Yeah.
probably would.
We can't be letting that
If he
happen.
was bored that day.
Yes.
Yeah. But we can get him drunk.
We can get him
We
drunk.
can get him drunk, and get a breathalyzer and see how quick.
Yeah, we
you
want
know.
to see how fast a midget gets drunk. You know what I mean? That's fair.
Then you'd have to answer to the midget lobby.
Yeah, it's okay.
You know,
We'll have them all.
Is there one of those?
there's a lobby for everybody.
Yeah. Well, I want to meet them. You know what I mean? Because I'm like the exact opposite. I'm like the fucking, there's no tall people lobby. They would have invited me in it. Right. But I'd be like, hey, like I could be your spokesperson.
Honestly, if I pulled up to work one day and there was a group out there protesting and they're midgets, I'd get Tyler and be like, let's fire up the cameras, dude.
Okay, Ned, have you done a lot of traveling? Like, what's your passion now that you got sober?
You know, I don't travel much.
Why not?
I did some traveling in my day, but when I was younger, before I got sober, I drifted around the country and worked. Because I was a cook, I was marketable.
Did you ever work for a carnival?
No.
Oh, fuck. We want to interview a carny, so I
Yeah.
thought that would be like a good segue. Like, we got 2 for 1 here,
Yeah.
you know? But, dude, carnies are just super interesting people.
It's probably the old days they were.
Yeah, you got to talk in the mic or else it's not
Yeah.
going to catch you. Okay, yeah.
Yeah,
No, but
the
I
old
think
days. I remember when I first came to town, me and my first wife, we grew pot. And
you grew it?
out in 6 Mile Creek, and we had to move it. We moved it to Hilltop, and this guy, John Donovan, he's probably way dead, and he was a carny. He grew herbs. He let us move our pot to his yard.
How much were you growing?
I don't know. We got divorced, and she kept the pot. I kept the restaurant. She kept the house and the pot.
Oh, that's
you
nice.
won.
I mean, there was some big buds there.
Yeah?
Yeah, because where we lived in Ohio, a lot of people grew that Hawaiian seed sensimilla, and I have friends that still grow it.
Right.
Oh, wow.
Oh, that's probably a fire.
Can they-
I
sign.
love the pot industry.
Yeah,
I
same.
want to grow.
Yeah, I really do.
I want to grow marijuana bonsai trees.
Yeah.
Like a little bonsai tree with just like buds, and then you could be like having a stressful day at work on your computer, and you can just pick one, fucking smoke it from like farm to table. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I love bonsai trees. I love the way that weed looks. Like
I love the way it smells.
I do.
Smells.
I still like
And
the way it
honestly,
smells.
I think that I think that our generation like made this happen. Like I remember growing up and being like, I just want the world to smell like this. I just want the world to smell like this, and now it does.
Yeah. Honestly,
great smell.
yeah, same. I mean, like
The
I really,
amphitheater was it was a cloud of it, and I was like, I just want to fall asleep here.
yeah,
Like I
Yeah.
said too, and I never even liked it, but I love the smell. I have a stepson. Herschel has a stepbrother that has his own pot room in medical marijuana in Maryland. You know, and he's not even a big pothead.
Yeah.
But Jesse, and he's really proud of it. Every once in a while he goes, "Oh man, they keep bringing me these seeds, and I tell them it's going to mold."
Oh, he's
And
the
so now-
scientist.
Yeah. And now when I talk to him, I go, "How's your crop, man?" He goes, because he does several a year. He goes, I goes, "Did it mold?" He goes, "No, it didn't mold this time."
Oh, so he's got it down to a science. That's pretty
Yeah.
cool.
that's. Hold on, dude. I had a big old fucking Celsius burp there.
Yeah.
I wanted to swallow it back
That's,
so I can keep
that's
that
got a
flavor.
long ways to travel to you.
I know it is. It's a long.
How does it
fucking
feel
esophagus.
when you start to burp? Was it like, can you feel it down here? And
I
then
don't know. Do you wonder? I have a bigger tongue than you, like a longer tongue, because
Yeah.
I'm taller. Do you think I get more flavor? Do you think I have like a better flavor, like like receptor?
Probably it probably makes up for you being colorblind.
I know it's true. Probably all the color cones.
you really
went to-
colorblind?
I'm fucking severely.
Can you believe
colorblind.
that? You look at this place in here and you walk in and this is his brain. This is Jeff's brain
Is it
we're
just
sitting
some
in.
colors or?
No. Oh, yeah, it's some colors, but like for the most part, like I didn't know like a green light on a light was green until like maybe like 6 years ago. I never saw it. It just looks clear.
Yeah,
Looks like a
we
clear light
went and
bulb.
bought paint, and so going to Home Depot trying to buy paint with a colorblind person is an adventure. For
Yeah.
sure.
You usually just stop like an older woman and be like, "What do you think of this?" And then she'll
Yeah,
give you
because
her
I
opinion.
know, I know colors, so but fuck me, right? You know.
We need a woman involved. You need like a grandma.
I saw a good movie last night,
What movie?
The Boston Strangler on Hulu,
Oh, I saw that. Okay.
and it was kind of like black and white.
Yeah.
Did you notice that?
Yep.
And they had a little color in it. It was. I thought it was well done. Did you like
You think it was done by a colorblind person?
No, I think it was just their choice of making that movie
okay.
that shade.
Yeah. Boston Strangler. Okay, cool. So let me ask you a question, right? Who's your favorite like famous person? Like old time, new time, doesn't fucking matter. Who's your favorite new person? Like sober, like not even sober, just fucking celebrity. Who's your favorite celebrity?
We were talking about it, and I can't think of his name. That's what happens when you're my age. You just can't remember names.
Russell Brand, Bradley Cooper, Russell
I like
Crowe.
Bradley Cooper, but I mean, I got older guys that are like, I love
Like
watching.
John Wayne.
No, I wasn't a big John.
What about
Wayne
like
guy.
Tom Hanks?
I like Tom Hanks.
Okay, Tom Hanks is good. What if Tom Hanks rolled up in here right now and was like, "Hey Ned, let's smoke a fucking blunt, dude"?
No, I wouldn't do it.
You wouldn't do it?
Nah,
Fuck, dude, with Tom Hanks?
nah, I wouldn't give a shit.
Okay, that's cool. I respect it. But I was
Walter
trying.
Matthau, I loved his acting.
What about Walter Matthau? If he came in here and said, "Hey, let's smoke a blunt, Ned. Let's
It
do
don't
it."
matter. I'm not
What
gonna
if he-
smoke a blunt with
Well,
anybody.
fuck, Ned. I'm
Yeah,
trying
but
to
what
like
about
bait
like
you here.
would if he came out with some of that girl?
Yeah.
Would
What if Tom Hanks wanted to snort some girl, dude?
It don't matter.
Oh, fuck. We thought we could tempt you, man.
No, I'm past that.
Okay. Well,
I'm
fuck.
grateful that I am.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not even a bubble in my head.
What
Right.
if he was
That don't
like,
mean that it might not show up there if I ain't doing right.
Yeah, you put another gun
You
in
know, that's
your
my
mouth.
belief system.
what if you didn't inhale? Just pretended, and then you just passed it back and forth with Tom Hanks, and you just didn't.
I would
inhale.
hope these guys. Well, first of all, Walter Matthau's dead. You know,
Yeah.
and Bruce Willis I like a lot, and he's very sick. I heard.
Yeah, he's having problems.
Yeah, and I really enjoy him.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, fuck it, dude.
And I'm a movie guy. I mean,
Yeah. What's your favorite movie?
Charlie Verrick's one of them. I have a lot of favorite movies that
Okay.
I'll watch over and over. I watched that movie with, what was it last night in Hollywood with.
Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
I watched that again last night.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
I used to watch this movie called Rock and Rolla when I was high.
Yeah.
I'd be like hitting smack, and I'd watch this movie like 3 times a day. It was with Gerard Butler, Tom Hardy, a lot of like.
I like
big
Tom Hardy.
Tom Hardy's sober.
Yeah.
You know that he's a 15 years
I like
sober.
Tom Hardy a lot.
Solid guy.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I'd watch this movie. It's about like the underworld of London, about like how all these bribes and shit go on.
Yeah.
And I would just be sitting there, smacked out of my mind, watching Rock and Rolla.
Yeah.
And it brings back memories. Now I feel dirty and grimy right now. You know what I mean?
Could you watch the movie now?
Oh, I have. I
Yeah.
would watch it more
I think
frequently.
it was on. I looked.
I don't think I've ever heard
Rock
of
and
it.
Roller was on
recently.
It was by Guy Ritchie. Guy Ritchie movie.
Okay.
He made Snatch.
I like Guy Ritchie shit, man.
Yeah, Guy Ritchie's great director.
Is he married to Madonna or was?
Probably was. Yeah, I think Madonna's on her freak shit right now.
Yeah, man,
You
she
know?
freaks me out.
She's on her freak shit.
Yeah.
So
you like Snatch?
I love Snatch. Great movie. Lock, Stock, Two Smoking Barrels. Great
Yeah.
movie. What's that movie? Yeah, Snatch with Brad Pitt, and he's the fucking gypsy.
He's great, the boxer.
Yeah, he's great, man. I love that accent.
Yeah.
The whole fucking movie, fantastic.
Yeah.
Okay, but back to it. Let's talk about some other shit. So you were 35 years old. How dark was your life before you got sober?
It was pretty dark. I was living with. Was I married yet? To my second wife? I think I was.
Okay.
I mean, we were together. So, yeah. And it was dark. I mean, everybody who worked for me was just as, especially in the kitchen, was just as fucking crazy as me. They were cutting and burning each other.
Tight. Okay.
Yeah.
And then what else? When
Very seldom would I not close the bars. I'd go to, remember opening like Scarlett's, happy hour, and like all of a sudden it's like they're closing. It was a lot of that. Yeah, it was dark.
So why'd you get sober then, dude?
It was too dark.
It was too dark. Got
You
it.
know what I mean? I mean, I made the third attempt. It worked. The first attempt I had just, I think it was '85 because my father had died not long afterwards. I had like destroyed my house. I was living on Carver Street, with,
Oh yeah.
and I was in a blackout and I came home. I was living with my. I'm not sure.
Second wife or girlfriend.
Yeah, my second wife, girlfriend, and she had two great kids that I'm still very close to, and I just leveled the house. I just destroyed it.
With like a sledgehammer or
No,
what?
I don't know. I just threw shit and just.
Okay, so then how did you get help? Did you call the AA hotline or did you go to
Someone
rehab?
suggested that I talk to these two gals, and I thought it was their business, and I offered them money, but one of them they were partners, like gay. And one of them was in the program, and one of them grew up around the drunk. And they told me to go to Way Out. It was a meeting back then. Back then, it was Wednesday nights, I think. So I went to my first AA meeting thinking, I don't know what the hell I'm doing here. Look at all these people that are so happy and shit, And it didn't last.
Did you put quarters in the basket back then or full dollars? Like, how did that work? Did people put quarters in?
I think it was dollars.
Because inflation, you know what I mean? Like $1 back then was like $4 today,
Yeah.
So I'm just thinking.
It was dollars. I didn't think about it, but it was probably dollars.
I would put quarters in. I'm a cheap son of a bitch. You know what I mean?
And that lasted. Then my father died. I remember getting, drinking, because he was, we were burying him. And then that was February. And then I think by Easter that time, I went to my first NA meeting, and I saw some friends there,
Some guys you used to buy girl from.
Yeah, that I know,
Okay, cool.
And my one guy said, he just got out of long-term treatment. And he goes, man, this is the longest I've ever been straight, And he went to high school near where I did in Jersey. So, I mean, that got me kind of excited. That was a Thursday night meeting at NA. And then by Sunday was Palm Sunday, which is a big trade winds day, So Sunday, one of my friends came in. We did some coke, we did some acid, and I got drunk,
Coke and acid sounds awful.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sounds amazing.
So, actually, I loved acid and hallucinogenics, and Coke always ruined it.
Did you ever fight your dad? Like, you ever get in a fist fight with your dad?
Not quite. One time he slapped me. When I went, I was young, and
Yeah.
he laughed and slapped me. You know what I mean? But I remember one time, I was violent. I didn't hurt him or nothing, but it was terrible.
Yeah. Well, my dad socked me in the face once,
Yeah.
but it happens.
Yeah.
It's part of the game.
It was years ago.
It's like when you're an asshole, you're going to get put in your place, and who better to do that than your dad?
Yeah.
So you had mentioned earlier right outside about something about Cocaine Anonymous, and
That was. I
How did
don't
you end
think
up-
they had that around here.
no, they didn't. I had never heard of that. And so you were out in California.
The guy who started Tree of Life was my partner, Erwin Carasso. And I had to go out and, hang out with him for a week for some business stuff. And, I was in the program. And I heard about a Cocaine's Anonymous meeting, a noon meeting. I think it was in a schoolhouse or something.
Where was this located?
Malibu.
Oh, so you were out.
I was there for the week.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And so I went to it.
How many people were there?
It was, like the club.
Yeah.
Yeah. And two of them were like famous, you know.
That makes sense.
And one of them looked pretty rough.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was in a lot of Clint Eastwood movies.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah, he looked really rough. Yeah.
I wonder if that meeting's still going on.
I don't know.
Okay, so let me ask you another question. This is a good one. I feel like now with a little bit of time, I mean, even though I go to a meeting, I'm like, I don't have much time. Like, you know how it ebbs and flows. Right. Like, but I could walk into like a meeting a lot and, kind of gauge where, newer people are at in their program. Right. Not just by how they're talking, but like, are they fucking, doing shit outside of the meeting? Like, how's their life looking? Like, can you like when you walk into a meeting now, can you like look at like a new guy and pretty much tell like, okay, this guy's like got it. He's on a good track. He's gonna make it. Like you got some powers or no?
I'm always amazed some of these newcomers, and there's the handful that come to that morning meeting I go to, how well they speak. I never did speak well, but I really am, and they keep coming back, and it's also. You see people coming so raw, and you watch them, and the ones who stick with it, you watch all of a sudden they're regular people,
Yeah.
They're healthy.
Something clicks.
It's like Beauty and the Beast.
Yeah, it's great. I've seen it so many times. Someone, this older lady picked up a year chip the other, well, maybe it was more than a year, and I told her, I said, I remember your first meeting. She was just kind of a straight older lady, around my age, great lady. And she was so rough when she got in,
Yeah.
And she was even in trouble. And she wasn't the kind of person that looked like she'd be in trouble.
Got it.
You know what I mean? She was in legal trouble.
Oh wow.
And man, she's great.
Yeah.
She's as solid as she gets.
So you never faced any kind of legal trouble or anything like that in your days?
You ever go to jail? Yeah.
That was my question. And he had asked you how you were introduced to the rooms, and for you had mentioned that somebody kind of mentioned to try out a meeting, so you weren't facing legal troubles. Like for me,
No.
I would have never found out about AA unless I was in trouble.
The last
like,
time I got
don't
arrested
fucking tell me.
was in Athens, Ohio, in 1977. I fired a bartender, and he picked a fight with me, and I knocked him out.
It was your restaurant?
Did you knock his tooth out?
Right away.
His tooth?
Not his tooth.
Oh, but that was satisfying.
And he died sober.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he got sober.
So you knocked him
I mean,
clean
it
and
took
sober,
seconds,
probably.
but right after that, it was St. Patty's Day. 2 cops, they beat the piss out of me.
Oh,
Why?
no shit.
And I wasn't even, I didn't do nothing.
Where'd
Of course.
Where did you used to hide your Coke in your car when you were driving? Where would you hide your Coke?
And his nose.
It didn't matter. No one was checking.
You didn't have a secret spot?
No,
A favorite spot?
No, nothing consistent.
Did you carry a little bullet? You know those little bullets that like you could twist?
Those little stupid little vials.
Oh, you just had the vials.
Yeah.
You ever get pulled over with Coke on you and they never
I
found it?
got pulled over in Columbus, Ohio. I had Coke. I was drunk. I had no license. I was
Oh,
with
no
my,
shit.
I was with my girlfriend.
You have a
and her
firearm on you?
kid. Huh?
Did you have a gun too?
I had a gun.
Oh, wow.
All the above, and the cops just let me go.
Oh, yeah. That's
I mean, they didn't see
yeah.
the gun, the dope, or nothing, but I was drunk and I had no license.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Yeah, and I was on my way to a Vassar Clements concert.
And you're telling me all kinds of names I've never even heard of.
Yeah,
never.
he's a musician.
Sounds like Chinese.
Yeah.
Like Chinese. But yeah, dude, well, fucking now you're fucking 36 years sober.
Yeah.
You're, a legend in the fucking community here. You built a dope ass life. Let me ask you a real question. Do you think you could have built this fucking dope ass life had you have not gotten sober?
No, I'd be dead.
Yeah, I agree.
I'd be dead. I mean, especially the drugs that are out now. I wouldn't have even made it to the drugs they got out now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? No, I was pretty volatile.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you're out there and you're thinking, fuck, I can't even see myself being alive, 10 years out, 20 years out, you should probably get fucking sober. You know what I mean? You should probably fucking sober.
If you're in that stage like I was, I could care less if I died. You know what I mean?
I didn't either. Yeah, I was
Right.
like, just one more
Yeah.
party.
Yeah.
One more party.
Plus I was younger, so I was invincible. I used to say, I could fight to the death with everybody in my kitchen if they fuck with me.
What, did you have a knife in your hand when you said that?
Yeah, I said it to myself. I go,
Oh, yeah.
and then I'd say it in meetings too. I go, I could fight everybody here to the death. There's no problem. Now if I look cross-eyed at somebody, I'll have a stroke.
I'm gonna start looking at people like that. Like if somebody challenges, I will fight you to the death.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's such a lost phrase. Like it was like Roman times, and it
you gotta
worked.
be careful though; they might take you up on it.
Yeah, but I mean, at the end of the day, it's not the biggest son of a bitch that wins. It's the craziest son of a bitch.
Always.
Yeah.
Always the
Always.
craziest son of a
There was a
bitch.
guy that used to work for my dad. He told me, he said, if you ever get in a fight with somebody, just are you about to just take your shirt off, take your pants off, do it all.
Yeah.
And it just look crazy. And
I think about
most
that.
likely they will not even fuck with you.
Well, I think about if I ever get burglarized by a bunch of people coming in, I'm just gonna get naked, and no one wants to fight a naked person, right? If you want to fight a naked person, especially in front of your homies, something's off with
Yeah,
you.
yeah.
So you run into this moral ego conflict where you're like, do I fight this big naked guy right now or not? Or we just
Yeah,
dance
forgot the
around.
fact that he's 6'8",
You know?
6'8" naked guy.
Yeah,
nobody's
and
fucking
then what
with
I'd do, I'd get even weirder, and I would just tuck it, and I'd walk around with a mangina, and I'd be like, "What? You guys want to go? You want to go?" Just a sick idea that goes off in my head.
Yes.
It's an equal opportunity brain, ain't it?
Right? Yeah. Yeah. Just one of the
I
sick
like that.
thoughts.
Yeah, I'm gonna start using that one.
Equal opportunity brain. But either way, man, you're fucking sober. Thanks for coming on the fucking podcast. What advice do you got? If someone out there is normal, because you know this. When we're out there fucking trucking along, I got sober at 23, but I knew I had a problem around 18, 19. I knew I was different.
Yeah.
I knew I just took it too far, but I didn't want to talk about it publicly because I was just I don't know who the fuck to talk about it to. Yeah. But now, so let's say someone's out there and they know they're different. They know that their nose is like a Hoover vacuum, or that they're drinking more beers and they're meeting their dealers on Sundays, right? What would you tell them? What would you tell them about how to get sober? The exact way, not what worked for you. Just you got to give them one direction to save their fucking life right now. Boom. What are they gonna do?
I'd say if you're interested, man, I go to these meetings. If you want, anytime you want to help or anything like that, give me a call. It's only when people are ready, and even then, that won't work.
Well, I feel like I would have been ready had I met cool sober people earlier.
23, man. That's like winning the lottery. You guys are young. That's great.
Yeah, I was 33.
Yeah.
But also then I think about all the, I see guys coming in getting sober at 50. I'm like, dude, he got to drink so much. He got to have such a good time. I didn't get to go fly first class and get fucking blacked out in first class. I didn't get to go on these cruises and get all blacked out. I didn't get to go to the Caribbean and get blacked out. There's a lot of places I really wish I would have been blacked out at,
Might have never made it back.
Right? But now I get to enjoy him sober.
Now you can enjoy them.
Sober.
Yeah.
But yeah, still there are times,
23.
I could see people doing dancing all fucking weird at the pools and shit, and yeah, whatever, dude. There it is.
I used to dance a lot. I thought I was such a good dancer, and I played the harmonica. I haven't played the harmonica since I got sober.
We will get you a harmonica.
Yeah, I wanna hear you play the harmonica.
Christmas gift idea.
I remember I was in
Heard
San
that?
Francisco. I played on the street for
Write
change.
that down, Hirsch.
You played harmonica for change.
Yeah,
and
spare
then
change.
did you used to listen to Jimi Hendrix?
I like Jimi Hendrix.
Okay.
A few years after that, I went back there, and my friend had a painting business in Haight-Ashbury, and he was really painted some, all them different colors and shit. And I went
He doesn't know.
Yeah, right.
I know.
I went to work for him for a week, and I was always on acid when I was working for him. I ruined this whole corner. I was the worst painter in the world, and to this day, he won't answer my calls if I want to make amends to him.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah,
You ruined
for
it.
other reasons.
Yeah,
too.
yeah. Oh, so I want to hear the other reasons.
Yeah, nah. His wife was involved.
Oh, Ned.
Nasty Ned.
Nasty Ned. Sharing needles and fucking other dudes' wives, man. Fucking nasty Ned.
I love you, Ned. And you got a cookbook now.
And I got
man.
a cookbook.
Yeah.
That
So-
wasn't mentioned in any recipes.
What, you got I know. You got any meatloaf in there? What kind of food is in that cookbook?
A lot of stuff.
You teach people how to make crack in the
No,
cookbook?
I don't know.
My mom has that
Oh, okay.
cookbook.
But I just watched Snowfall.
Snowfall.
Did you see that?
No, what is that?
Yeah, it was a series, I guess, on FX. I never watched it before, and I just watched the whole thing. And it was how the CIA brought
Crack
coke
yeah.
into the country, and this one guy in the hood created the crack industry. You know.
Yeah, it makes sense.
What an innovator. You know what I mean? He really innovated it.
And it ended. It ended. I don't know if they're going to have another season or what, but it was really well done. And, you know, and everybody, you hated everybody just about in the movie, you know, except this one Mexican guy. I kind of liked him, you know.
Why? Because he was Mexican?
No, just his character.
Yeah.
That's one thing I miss about, like, I love Florida. I love living here. I love the people here. I love the grocery store. I love the neighborhoods. I love the prices. I love the beaches better. Everything's better here, but I wish that there was more Mexicans in Florida. Right?
Because
Because
when you go south, you'll see a lot of Cubans.
Cubans and stuff, but Mexicans have the best food. Right, I love Mexican food, and also just like from like a business perspective, it's just like Mexicans just like are the most like honest, hard workers. You know?
There's a new fruit stand across from the club. You see that?
Yeah, I've seen that.
I go there almost every day.
Yeah, it's good.
Some stuff. Like, he's new, so
Is it
he's-
Mexican guy?
He's Mexican.
Oh,
yeah,
great.
Yeah,
Okay.
Pascual.
I'll go there.
Pascual and his sons.
I'll go there.
Yeah, in fact, I got to pick up a pineapple on the way home.
Okay, just one pineapple.
One, maybe two.
Too. Just
And he
for-
always has poblano peppers, and I roast them.
Yeah.
You know, he probably can't figure out why. Like every day, I buy like 8 poblano peppers. And
Yeah,
I
why don't
roast-
you just buy more?
So do
Yeah.
you still have a restaurant, Ned?
No.
Dude, I need a food truck to come here for our grand opening party. I want to get a food truck.
There's some. We could hook you up.
So
Yeah,
what
okay.
happened to Southside Kitchen? You're not owning that? You don't Ned's?
No, I sold that a while ago.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I wasn't aware of that.
It's 5 years.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I love that
His
place.
cousin owns a place called Black Molly.
Yes.
You been there?
I like Black Molly.
Yeah.
Black Molly's
They're
good.
building a new one.
Yeah,
That's
they
your
are.
cousin?
Yeah, Jason.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, they do a good job.
Yeah, he does. He's done really well for himself.
Yeah.
How
And
many
his wife's like a
No,
vice
he's not.
principal.
He's not married. He's got a husband.
So,
Yeah,
oh, really?
His business partner is the one that does the kitchen.
Oh, okay.
So Jason, they're part. Jason's like the brains behind it.
I don't
and
know
then,
him.
Yeah,
I know
he's
the
like
other
front of
guy
house.
because
yeah.
they came from Carrabba's.
Carrabba's,
right?
How many sponsees you got?
Really, not many.
Like 2, 4?
Well, a lot of people ask me to sponsor them, and you never say no.
Yeah, but they don't call you.
No,
I got
I-
like 10 guys that probably say Jeff's their sponsor, but like 3 dudes call.
Yeah.
Right? Okay, what's the most fucked up thing you've ever heard on someone's 5th step? But you don't want to say who they are, just what the thing is.
No, I can't think of anything.
You can't think of anything? I thought there'd be like a
That's a good
murder
sponsor.
story on
That's
there.
a good sponsor answer right there.
Yeah.
I
I
mean,
remember one guy. I don't think he ever really went. He might have went to a couple of meetings. He worked for me. His brother was a good friend of mine. Passed away. I remember he was washing dishes for me, and he had just murdered somebody in New Mexico and got away with it.
oh wow.
Oh no shit.
Yeah,
Was he proud of it?
he kind of was proud of it.
What a sick
Yeah.
bitch.
Yeah.
How did that conversation come up? He
Yeah.
just like was
He
like
bragged
washing
about it.
dishes, and he was
Oh,
like,
yeah.
"I killed a guy in New Mexico."
Yeah, yeah, and,
Just like that.
And he was kind of on the lam, but not for that, you know. And,
And you still hired him.
well, I hired him, and I was glad when he left. You know? So
Okay, but that's one of the guys you could have fought to the death. Like I think now
I would have had to surprise him.
I know your psyche now. Like you want to hire badasses because you want to you're like I could fight this guy to the death. You
Yeah.
only want to hire fucking badasses.
Right.
You know? That's what it sounds like.
Well,
Your
I got
kitchen-
a friend. He's in jail right now, and he's huge. He calls me his dad, and I go, "Well, I'm going to bring him with me." And then all of a sudden, I go, "I can't let him get in more trouble." You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
All right. Well, shit face sober. We out here, Ned. Good for fucking coming,
Yeah,
dude.
Ned.
Thank you.
Thank
we'll
you.
have you
Thank
again,
you.
bro. All right. Peace.